As she watched, one girl without the light reached out and touched the light on another's head. She looked thoughtful. "Is it something we're going to get a memo about?" she asked. "I'm pretty sure it's legal, for now at least, and I'm not sure it's a bad thing. Attention boosting has to help us, right?" "I guess so. What if your goalkeeper comes in with one? Or Grover High's goalkeeper faces off against your girl with one when yours doesn't have one?" Angela bit her lip. "Good question." "Is it pricey?" "I really don't know. I'd guess so, given who has them. That's a corporate lawyer's daughter and a pro football player's daughter sitting next to each other. I don't know the other girls, but they have expensive-looking hair. Next week, we'll probably be seeing fakes or knockoffs or other colors. You know how it goes." Val did. She watched for the lights in her classes after lunch, but didn't see any on her freshmen. A couple more students with them passed her in the hallway. They didn't act any different from the other girls. Val wasn't much for boosters in general. She'd seen a fair number, legal and illegal, and thought they were better left out of the equation. She tried to teach her runners, rich and scholarship alike, that it all came down to their feet and their heads, the physical and the mental. The same went for the new technologies that appeared in the school, outpacing her own glacial change. Inevitably, she came around to one conclusion: people want what they want. She dragged her heels at every step, but never stopped anyone, ever, an anchor without enough weight behind it, slowing the ship without the ability to keep it from running aground. Metaphors weren't really her thing, but she tried. She tried. Whatever this fad was, she'd deal with it as she had all the previous ones. Chapter 2. Val. By the time David started flat-out begging, he really was one of only a few boys left at his school who didn't have a pilot. Val had watched it happen at the school where she taught, the sister school to his. If half her students had them by the time class had let out for summer, 3/4 had them when they returned in the fall. She had no doubt his school was equally awash. "You're a scholarship kid among rich kids," she pointed out over dinner. "You know better than to get hung up on not having something they have." She piled brown rice onto her plate before passing the rest along and helping herself to the next bowl's contents, steamed broccoli. Her health kick put the whole family on a health kick, so as far as she could tell, they were busy resenting her for that, too. David sat opposite her, his gangly body rigid with annoyance. The food hadn't reached him yet, and he clenched his empty plate in 2 white-knuckled fists, like a steering wheel. "Next, you say, 'I grew up with nothing, and that's how I learned I didn't need anything to be happy.'" As David said the words, Sophie mouthed them along with him, and Julie stifled a laugh. Was she that predictable? "But you went to public school, Ma. I'm different already. Why make me even more different? It's not like the surgery is expensive." He must have seen Val cringe at the word surgery because he changed his approach. Whoever heard of parents refusing their kids something that helps them study better? "I go to public school, right?" Sophie asked. "Yes," said Julie, spooning rice onto her own plate, then their daughter's. "Until you're old enough to go where Ma teaches." Julie passed the rice to Val, and the rest of the serving dishes made their way around the table to each of them in turn. David relaxed his death grip on the dinnerware to heap rice, then broccoli, then half a chicken onto his plate. They always served him last these days. A forced measure after the night an entire French bread disappeared before his mother's and sister had gotten any. Making more didn't help. His teenage stomach expanded to greet whatever food arrived in front of him. Val had called him BC for a while, for boa constrictor, after she dreamed he'd unhinged his jaw to swallow the whole Thanksgiving turkey. There was silence while they all chewed. Val hadn't been patient enough with the rice, and felt guilty about it.